So we've spent the last sort of 10-15 minutes driving around, and we've established we need to work on your timing of your approaches a little bit more, and your planning a little bit more. So based on the couple of incidences that we've come up against, like that van reversing off the driveway, what if that happens again? What would you do this time round to make sure it's a little bit better?
I try and assess it a lot quicker to see what he's doing and how quickly he's doing it. But on my side of things, slow down and just try and keep the car moving so that by the time he's finished his manoeuvre and got forward, I can continue my journey. So I'm going to try and think about that a bit more. So
would you agree the last sort of 10-15 minutes it's been a little bit of keeping our foot on the gas, probably identifying the problem a little bit late, stopping, and in essence we could identify the problem earlier, check our mirror, come off the gas, and by the time we get there, like that van would have sorted itself out and drove off, and we haven't stopped.
Right.
Yeah. And the same for some of the left and right turnings. Occasionally you were slowing down and going into first. When we can look down them quite early, what gear do we want to take?
Second.
Yeah. And so again, it's just a case of looking down there early, and then if early vision, early decision, and then if you can see it's clear, second gear. Okay. So we'll spend sort of next sort of 10-15 minutes practicing your awareness, your planning, your meeting side of things. Your mirrors are pretty good on the meet in general. So I'll let you, if you're happy, to focus on the mirrors side of things.
Yes.
And if you get stuck with the sort of approaches and the time of the approaches, do you want me to help you out a bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right, let's give it a go then.
All right, cool. All right.
Let's try that again. So we roll back slightly there. What's the routine?
So we prepare.
We'll just take that signal off.
Oh,
that's
okay.
Okay.
I'm still getting used to these buttons. We do our 6-point check.
Prepare.
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, we prepare the car, then we have our 6-point check around the car, and then just before we...
So this is where you get your biting point this time round, because that's why we roll back. Can you feel that tug?
Yeah.
And then your observations.
Observations.
And if it's safe, handbrake.
Is it not signal handbrake?
Yeah. That's it, and right shoulder and handbrake together.
Good.
That's better.
There we go.
So if a signal benefits someone, will put it on. Wasn't a lot around us that time round, but so maybe the squirrel in the tree.
Yeah, there's a guy across the road just to let him know what I'm doing.
Now, first reaction's mirror check off the gas. Yeah, rather than staying on the gas and then braking later. Do you see what I mean?
Right.
Because we know we would potentially have to give way. At the end of the road, we'll turn left. It's a little bit slower. Let's imagine there's something there, so we're ready. First gear a little bit earlier. Okay, at the roundabout, we'll turn left. It'll be your first exit. Looking early. Position. That's better. Positioning's better. passing 17, 20 miles an hour on this car, what gear do you want?
17, 20 miles an hour, you want to get into third after that. That's an instance where we needed to time our approach a bit better. Would you agree we could have timed that a bit better? Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to go back round and give that another go, because there's always cars coming that way. But we need to see, oh, there's 4 or 5 cars coming. Got to give way to them. I'm going to slow down a bit earlier. By the time I get there, I can turn in. They've already passed. Okay. Do you see what I mean?
So yeah, so using my speed to help everything keep it flowing.
Road bends round to the right here.
Okay.
Sometimes if I don't say nothing, people go down on that.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, so using the speed to slowing it down so that I can allow those 4 cars to pass.
And everyone's a winner.
And everybody's a winner. Okay, cool.
A winner.
All right.
You save a little bit of fuel. You save a bit of wear and tear on your car, like brakes and stuff, because you're slowing down more gradually. The engine's also slowing the car down more as well. It feels smoother. The chance of getting hit from behind, which is probably the most important one, are less.
Okay.
Because people get hit from behind when the person behind isn't paying attention. Do you see what I mean?
People get hit from behind when the person behind isn't paying attention.
Yeah. So if you don't time your approach very well, some van driver behind you, for example, is rolling up a cigarette while it's driving.
Okay.
You stop suddenly, he's expecting you to time your approach, boom, you get it from behind.
Okay.
And he says, I thought you were going, or I wasn't expecting you to stop.
Right.
Okay, at the end of the road, we'll turn right. This is a tricky one because you've got a side road on the right, so just be mindful of that.
We'll wait until we pass that before we signal, so that we don't confuse anybody.
And then slow approach, because you can't see up and down the road here. And then what gear?
We're gonna
looking.
Get down into first. Good. Again, could have looked and assessed a bit earlier.
Where I've said, look, you suddenly looked, and then you could go. Now, if I hadn't have said, look, you'd have had to have stopped and then looked.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? So this is where we need that limitless pill. And think quicker. Okay, next road on the right.
Next road on the right.
Same as before. So mirrors, right signal, and time that approach. Look at all those cars. Slow it down. Slow it down. So by the time that black car, Audi I think it is, let's time it. So by the time we get there, he's already passed. Beautiful. Did that feel better?
That felt a lot better. That was great. Okay. Just gonna be cautious of this dog.
Do you see the difference between the 2 approaches?
There was a lot of difference there.
And it's all because, you know, those 5 cars that were coming, we have to give way to them.
Yeah.
Like, full stop. So we can either drive like a caveman and stop, or time it. see these problems earlier as well. So where are you looking at the moment?
I'm looking straight ahead. So I'm looking where the van was going.
Yeah, and then up the hill as well. And you're thinking, now if a car comes now, have I got to give way? Yes. Could a car still come? Yes. So that's why I'm off the gas a bit. Now I've got to go past these cars. So I'm just going to come off the gas slightly now, because if a car comes, that's my give way area there. Then you're looking ahead again, you can crack on again.
Yeah, I'm also looking out for any cars that are going to reverse.
Yeah, good. And then that's it, looking through the gaps. And then at the end of the road, we'll turn right.
Okay, again, we're going to...
But I want to see your observations like you're watching a ping pong match, yeah?
Okay, alright.
Turning right at the end of the road.
I'm just going to make sure we pass that.
First gear. That's it.
Well, I was trying to do that whole second gear.
Okay, let's go.
I was trying to do the second gear turn, but I must have slowed down too much. Because we was on an uphill as well, right?
Yeah.
Second you can use on a hill, right?
Not really, no.
Wait, whoa. What?
So anything less than 5 miles an hour, first gear.
Yes. But
If you weren't up a hill there, you could have probably just got away with second gear. It was quite blind, so first gear is the gear that you would take on that one. We'll go back around and give that another go. Next road on the right. I'll let you do this on your own though. Because you can do this now. Come on.
yeah, that car is turning.
That's your favour.
Yeah, that car was turning. He wasn't coming forward. Okay, so on a hill,
Yeah.
doesn't the second gear help you on a hill? Like climb the hill?
No.
It doesn't. Okay, cool.
So if on anything going up a hill at very slow speeds, you're going to want first gear all day long. What gear is the most powerful gear?
What gear is the most powerful gear?
Yeah.
It's got to be the first, isn't it, to get you going?
Yeah, because when the car's stationary, I'll let you focus on this part. When the car's stationary, it needs the most power, which is first gear. Now if it's up a hill as well and almost stationary, then you need more power. So in that instance, you probably want a bit more gas as well.
Okay.
Do you see? So second gear, you can move away in second, or you can pull away in second at roughly 5, 6, 7 miles an hour onwards.
Yeah, but if we've gone before that, then obviously we've got to get back down into first.
That's it, yeah. So the telltale signs are here. When you look right and left right now, houses are blocking your view. So it's kind of, in our mind, we're thinking this could be first. End of the road, we'll turn right. Now if you look early now, can't see to the left, that tells us it's first gear. Do you see what I mean?
Gotcha.
Because it's only now, when you just get there, you can see. But that approach, that look on the approach, we saw a house blocking our view. So it's like, right, we've got to go less than 5, hit the first, creep. And you kept it moving there, which was good. You happy with that?
Yes, sir.
Is it good? Yeah, go for it. Next road on the left. Coming up soon. Looking up there early. roundabout will turn left. So we can time this. It's their priority. Seb, slow down. Okay, he's given way. Did you notice his hand signal to you?
No, I didn't see the hand signal.
Then you should have waited, but he did. He waved us on, which he shouldn't have done there.
I saw him. So I saw him being a bit hesitant. So I was like, okay, cool. So
Yeah.
I did not see the hand signal. No.
Then we should have waited. I saw it, but he waved us on, which he shouldn't have done. It's confusing. There's no point in having rules at roundabouts if people just
Right. Okay.
give way. They'll wave each other on, then people there'll be accidents in no time. But if you hadn't have seen him waving us on, then you should have held back there because it was his priority.
Yeah. He was to the right.
He's trying to be helpful, but it's just making it all a bit more confusing than it needs to be. End of the road will turn left. So what gear do you think it's going to be on the approach here? Based on what you can see?
Well, I'm going to go down to first.
All day long, yeah. Let's try and use that third gear a bit earlier. Back round towards that mini roundabout where that guy gave way to us.
Okay.
Hopefully we come across another vehicle there, and then do you think you can do that on your own?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take the next road on the left. Side that you're going to give way to if they're turning right, yeah?
Yes, sir.
If they're going straight ahead, can we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Mirror check off the gas, time it, slow down early. First gear.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do. It feels like you can't win. We'll chat about it in a second. Let's keep the car smooth. So we're going to time it, slow it down earlier. So we'll stay in first now. Keep it nice and slow. Keep it creeping. So by the time he's come, we can go. We just needed to slow down earlier for that van that was reversing.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, cool. Go on.
I'll let you. We'll get out of here and then we'll discuss that a bit more. So at the roundabout, we'll turn right. Mini roundabout, turn in right. just needed to look a little bit earlier again, yeah? If I'm asking you to look, that means you left it a little bit late. So your challenge is to look before I prompt you.
Okay.
So mission accepted.
Mission accepted, sir.
So we'll find somewhere to pull up in a minute. We'll take the next road on the left. It's about 200 metres away.
Okay.
Those mirrors first. Position a bit more to the left, and then we'll pull up on the left at a safe place where you'd leave your car.
So a bit.
Yeah, it's alright, no really at the moment.
Can we get in here?
Wait, on the right side, you could do, yeah? Just creep forwards a little bit more. That's it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we wanted the left, but right's fine. Don't worry, that's good. Good spot.
Right, yeah, what did we do? Okay, so when the first guy reversed out and I stopped, we were talking about the timing of it, so slowing down so that he could reverse and I could keep the car moving so that by the time he left we could do that. So on that one I was trying to do that, but I didn't. My initial thing would be to, because he was reversing, would be to kind of slow down to a stop and let him reverse at a safe distance and then carry on. That's what my initial insides were saying.
Yeah,
But I was trying to do the timing of it.
It feels like you can't win. So he was faffing around like that, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yep.
Right. Your problem was you didn't identify this early enough. So all the time your brain's processing this van, you know, moving around, and your brain's processing that, your foot's still on the gas. Your first reaction when you see this van prattling around, reversing or whatever he was doing in the road, should be mirror check off the gas.
Okay.
Now when you do check your mirror and come off the gas, what you're doing is you're purchasing thinking time.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you come off the gas, does the car stop?
No.
It just carries on, it just slows down gradually, don't it? But if your foot's on the gas, are you going to get to the problem sooner?
Yeah.
So all you got to do, check the mirror, come off the gas, and life just feels so much easier.
Okay. All right.
And your brain now has more time to work out the problem.
Work out the problem.
And then a lot of the time, if you come off the gas early enough, 8 times out of 10 it fixes itself. But if your foot's on the gas, your brain's scrambling, you're getting there quicker, and then there's sometimes an element of panic. Like in that instance, you were like, your foot didn't come off the gas till probably there, and then this is your thinking time that's left. Do you see what I mean? So just mirror check off the gas, and honestly you'll see a lot of the time in that instance that would have sorted itself out almost.
Okay.
But we gobbled up quite a lot of space by keeping our foot on the gas for longer than we should have.
Okay,
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So what I want you to do now is every time you see a problem, I want you to say that you think you might have to slow down for. I want you to say problem, check the mirror, come off the gas. And if you work out it's not a problem, then
Crack on.
crack on. Now, the effect it will have on the person behind, you just coming off the gas, will be hardly anything, nothing. You know, your speed will go down by 1-2 miles an hour, which and then it'll go up by 1-2 miles an hour, and they'll barely notice it.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean? So problem, mirror check, off the gas, and then if you're happy, then go back on the gas. But it will just give you so much more time to think. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's give that a go then. Do you want me? I'll let you just say out loud problem. And,
Oh, okay. Okay.
But if you get stuck, then I'll help you out. Perhaps if we reverse back a little bit first,
Okay.
just like a car length, and then that'll give us a bit more space to move around the pavement. That'll be fine.
Thing. There's a go.
So problem.
Yep.
Where's your foot though?
Off the gas.
Do you see some? That needed to come off. Your clutch needed to go back down there and use the brake a little bit until we sorted out he was behaving himself.
Right.
And just over to the left a little bit more, and then your view down the road's better. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, but what about these two cars that were there? So
It
if I was over there, I would be here, right?
Correct on this one, because the road will come out now.
No, I wanted to find out because those two were there. That's why I was more central.
Yeah, so because if you look behind you,
Yep.
can you see where there's a bend? When we approached those cars, we couldn't see up this road.
Yes, sir.
So if we went to the left, we would have been able to see up the road better.
Okay.
Do you see what
All
I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
Now, when the bend goes to the left, then you can stay out more. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
It depends on which way the road goes. If it goes to the left, you're going to stay out on the right longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in this instance, it was going the other way. You needed to come in to improve your view. Do you see what I mean?
Up the road. Yeah. Okay.
Because when we was out on the other side of the road, we couldn't see what was coming down this road very well.
Right.
But if we'd have come over to the left more, would our view been better?
Of course it would have been. Yeah.
So
It would have been a lot clearer.
that's sort of why.
Okay, I gotcha.
When it doesn't make any difference, and you can see down the road 100 metres, then you're right. Keep your position where it was.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've just got to work on this, just thinking ahead a lot more.
Thinking ahead and getting these problems out of the way.
And not sleepwalking into problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by sleepwalking, you don't mean like creeping into them. You mean
I feel like you're not. You need a shot of coffee in both your eyeballs,
right.
and you need to be working harder to see these developing problems.
Okay.
You're driving into problems and then dealing with them. You can see them earlier, and you won't then drive into them.
Right.
It's like that's where the hazard perception test come in a little bit. Do you remember when you were doing your theory? Problem, mirror check off the gas. Guess what? You come off the gas, you got thinking time, they trip over, fall out the chair or whatever, you haven't got right up close to them, scared the hell out of them either. Do you see what I mean?
Alright.
That was a good check there, well done. We'll turn left.
Okay, we got a problem. Yeah, so we're going to come off of it. I'm going to signal and
slower approach. What gear?
We're going to go into first.
So the handbrake's not quite down. Yeah, good. turn left, it'll be your first exit. So off the gas. I said off the gas just so it gave you more time to work it out what was there, because it's quite blind.
Yeah, and we kept it moving.
And kept it moving, so it felt better.
We've got priority here.
Yeah. Did you see that car early or late?
I saw it when it approached. I don't know whether it was early or late.
I think you could have seen it a little bit earlier.
I saw the priority, and then I looked over and then I saw that car. So did you think it should have been the other way around or just quicker?
I think you just need to think quicker, be looking ahead earlier, just rolling up your sleeves, sort of really actively looking for problems so we can deal with them earlier. To be a good chauffeur driver, you've got to read the road ahead early. You've got to see problems early. You've got to time your approach early. If you don't read the road ahead and see developing problems early, then that car keeps stopping. Do you see what I mean? So we'll take the next road on the right.
Next road on the right. Okay.
So you've got to work out now, can you cross before this car gets to you? Good.
I figured he had the bump
It's
as well.
fun. Yeah. See around the bend. So keep saying problem when you see a potential problem. At the roundabout, we'll turn left.
So many roundabouts.
I can take you to the worst part, yeah.
It's just, but it's so many. Like, you got the doubles, there's so many. All right, we're taking a left. Check to the right, everything's good.
That was better looking early, good.
Problem.
Next road on the right.
Okay, good.
That was a million times better, that approach to turning right, than what you were doing 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
Because 20 minutes ago you would have stopped there. Whereas there you saw the car was coming, you knew you had to give way, and by the time you got there, he's already gone because you come off the gas earlier.
Yeah.
Problem? Can you see around that bend?
Slow down, check mirrors, slow down.
Position, if you come over here, will your view improve? Yes.
Yes, okay, makes more sense. And even though that was blocked, I could have stayed. Like, my mind would have told me to stay.
After this parked car, the last one, you want to get over to the left as much as you can, as early as possible. Why?
Because this is on a bend and we don't know who's coming around the corner.
And your view
is diminished.
Better over here, isn't it?
Oh, it's better over here, but while we was there, we couldn't see nothing.
And then over here to the left a bit more. Can you see better now? Yeah. And then you can make a decision. Do you see what I mean? Problem?
You're gonna let him
time it though. Where's your foot at the moment?
was just a little bit on the gas.
It should have been clutched down and then working out whether it was the first gear or not. Do you see what I mean? Because it was like 5, 6, 7 miles an hour. End of the road will turn right. Road on the right again, please. Right, signal back on. Good. Lovely timing there, well done. So we're going to do this lap of honour again, but I'm not going to say a word. You tell me when you see a problem.
Yeah, we've got a problem.
Good.
Stopped, reversed, so
love it.
we can crack on.
Again, 30 minutes earlier, your foot would have still been on the gas there.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a problem again because we've got a bend. So I'm just gonna keep it slow, keep it over this side so we can see down the old road. Okay, we're good.
Delightful. This is better. I can see your head doing this now, moving over here, because you want to see things earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, happy with that? You happy with that?
Happy.
Yeah, good. End of the road will turn left. Observation's good, just position there when it needs to be a bit more left there, that's all. Roundabout will turn left. First exit. And then next road on the right. Those ears open. If that audible noise comes off, put it back on. At the end of this road we'll turn right.
I didn't know whether that was the end of the road or whether it was a bend.
Yes. Great layout.
Is this an end of the road or is this a bend as well?
Sorry, end of the road, turn right.
Oh, there's some lines.
First gear. First gear. Can you see why you want first here?
Yeah, because we slowed down. We went below 10 miles an hour. On the approach, so we could have known what we was doing a bit quicker.
Turn right at the end of the road. Better. And then the roundabout will turn right. We're going to give that hill junction another go so you can master that.
We're going to go right, so
Yep.
what we're doing, third exit.
Right, third exit, yeah. Good. And then of the road, we'll turn right. Check those mirrors first. And then at the end of the road, we'll turn right. Turn left. Just remember both mirrors again. Position. That's left. Way of working on your position for turning left is you see in the corner of the window here there's a green badge. You can keep that on the curb on the gradual bends as you're turning, just keep it on the curb and it'll only on the turning zone, and then that'll help you follow and keep a nice
line
position for turning left, and it'll keep you about 1 to 2 drain whips away from the curb.
Right, okay.
It won't work on sharp corners, but it'll work on these gradual ones that we've been doing.
Okay.
So just a little glance. Is it near the curb? Yeah. Then your position's good.
Okay. Turn left. So keep it creeping. That's it. And that is on the curb, but not over. Just gives you. And the roundabout will follow the road ahead. Okay.
Are you looking?
I'm looking over there.
That's it. Keep looking. That's it. Because it's so blind, you've got to keep actively checking. Something comes there last moment, you're sniping if you haven't got the right speed.
Yeah. Yeah, what's the problem? I'm slowing down.
So mirror check first. At the end of the road, we'll turn left. You're coping quite well now, so I'm going to take you into the jungle a little bit more.
Bloody hell.
Not too much. We'll just dip our toes into Ukraine a little bit.
Why would you do that?
At the roundabout, we'll turn right. Mirrors. That's it. Right signal. And we want that right hand lane.
Trying to check on the old road, see what they were saying. Gonna give priority to the. We are good. We're taking it.
Yes, please, yeah. Good. So just needed that right hand lane a bit earlier, because you could see the arrows in the road. Wanted us in the right hand lane. At the moment you see the lane for turning right, you want to try and get in there early, otherwise in London you'll get other cars just bombing through there and then you won't be able to get in. Time it, time it, time it. That's it, keep it creeping a bit. You've still got a bit of space to travel, first gear though. And then, because if we had have timed that, we could have probably not stopped there. Because the lights fortunately changed relatively quickly.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean? We would eventually have had to have stopped, but because the lights changed quickly, we could have probably kept that one moving. But we just needed to, lights at red, come off the gas earlier, slow it down a bit earlier, leave a little bit of a runway to drive into. And then by the time we get close to the blue car and get ready to stop, lights have changed.
Okay.
Sometimes they won't change and you have to stop. In that instance they changed relatively quickly, so it would have felt smoother just doing that timed approach.
That's a 20.
Well noticed. Does it sound like you could use third though?
Does it? Sorry?
Does it sound like you could use third there? Not now, but
Yeah. I mean, it's like I could feel
borderline,
the pull of the car being like wanting the third, and I was just about to change.
yeah.
But I then spotted not only the sign but it on the floor as well. So this is a bit of a problem. So I'm just gonna, just because I'm on the opposite side of the road, I'm just gonna we're gonna
follow the road ahead here, so it's a crossroad.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and get back over to the left as soon as I can.
110%, yeah.
And we're gonna carry on going straight, yes sir.
Turn left at the end of the road.
Big pothole there. Oh goodness. I could have stopped there because pedestrians have priority there, don't they? Alright, sorry, I was thinking about the pedestrians.
It's alright. Yes, it didn't need to stop there. I think it's probably a bit overwhelmed. It opened up with loads of people everywhere, but
Yeah, and like I said about, you know, because there's that new highway code thing where like if they step out into the road, they've got priority or something.
yeah, but when you stop like that, you're inviting them now. So,
Right, yeah.
like, here, we're going to keep proceeding because it's not a junction. That's it. And we timed our approach anyway, so by the time we got round there, she's passed.
Right.
Do you see what I mean? Next road on the right.
This one?
On the right.
On the
please.
right, sorry.
That's all right. Welcome.
Does this carry on? on, yeah?
Yeah, it does, but nice and slow. What gear do we want?
First.
That's it. Did we want to stop there?
No, I mean, no, technically, but I kind of wanted to.
What does that sign there mean on the road?
What? This one? Stop.
Yeah.
No entry.
So which way do we want to go?
We've got to take a
This way,
left.
yeah. There used to be a sign up there as well. Again, I think someone pinched it.
Can you get a lot of money for that? I mean,
That looks alright in your bedroom, I guess. Next
it's
road
one
on
of
the
those.
right.
It's one of those. Okay, that's a garage. Okay, those come down.
Just over here a little bit more, and then that's it. Your view improves then.